everybody, it's your boy, the man, the myth, the legend, the anomaly, Dwayne O'Neal Robinson, back at it again with another YouTube video. Listen, if this is your first time clicking onto my channel or onto one of my videos, I want to welcome you to D Space. This is a space and a place for you to gain positivity, motivation, and inspiration, all through the means of laughter. And I strongly encourage you to click on that subscribe button and on that bell. Therefore, when I upload every single Thursday, you will be notified. And to my original subscribers, thank you so much for your love and your continued support. All right, everybody, y'all know what time it is. It's time for the Black History Fact. And cut. So today's Black History Fact that I will be presenting to you is about two phenomenal African-American women that are making history as we speak in the legal circuit. Check it. So Miss Marie Ranegan is a FAMU grad. Shout out to all the rattlers out there. She was falsely accused and arrested at the age of 13, and she decided from that day forward that she wanted to change the way how the system works. All right, so now she is an intern for the youngest Black judge to work in her circuit, who is Tiffany Baker Carper. These two women work together for the Juvenile Delinquency Division, and that is our Black History Fact for today. The discussion that I will be spearheading today, we all have dealt with this topic indirectly or directly, and it is double standards. And today I would like to discuss what double standards are and how to deal with double standards morally, ethically, and respectfully. All right? So we all know with double standards, it doesn't matter your race, your sex, your age, your sexual orientation, your denomination. It could be personal, it could be professional. We live in an unfair world, and guess what? There's double standards anywhere. And today, the age that we live in, people blast others through various different platforms of social media to basically voice or to bring to light what these double standards are, right? And for me, I have a very strong personality trait when it comes to double standards because I am an advocate. I don't like injustice, whether socially or privately, at all. That is just me. And whatever I say, I could stand on it 10 fingers and 10 toes down because I pride myself in being an upright citizen and man. All right, I'm not perfect. We all have our flaws. We all have our struggles. But let's just talk about some of these double standards as of recently. We got Bill Cosby. We got, what's going on within the Olympics when it comes to African-American athletes. We have, double standards within the workplace. What is professional versus unprofessional with how you carry yourself, how you dress, or your very vernacular deportment that you have, your nonverbal and verbal cues. All right. Then you have situations for age. Some people feel as if, because they're younger, they don't get certain opportunities as people that are older, or vice versa. And the list goes on and on. But this is how I believe and how I've dealt with double standards proficiently and effectively. Look, the first thing you need to do is call it out. Call it out. Make sure you call it out in a way that is very soft, very Dior, but firm and stern. And that you are able to give examples as to why this is unfair, unjust treatment, and that you are personally feeling triggered, or the group of people that you are a part of feel triggered when certain things or certain actions are done or stated. All right? Make sure if it is in a professional setting, you document this. Whether if it is an email or a phone call, like you make sure that it's documented. You got the who, what, when, where, how, and why. Therefore, if anyone needs it to reference, or you need it as a reference, or you need it to refer to, you got hardcore evidence and proof, especially if it is a repeated offense. All right? Definitely discuss or talk about it to the individual directly. All right? Make sure you're able to articulate yourself in a way that the person doesn't feel as if they're being attacked, but you're coming to them because you want them to understand fully, to fully comprehend what they are doing wrong and how they can fix it. Never tell someone only about their problem. You need to let them know what their problem is and what is the solution. And don't even give them one solution. Give them various different solutions, okay? So that's some ways to deal with double standards, all right? Now, the more you grab people's attention about it, the more people will be like, hey, you know what? I am not the only one that have gone through it. And now, guess what? Now you have a following. Now you have people that are like, hey, I've gone through that too. And they feel brave and they feel comfortable in order to speak up on this flaw or this double standard or this issue or this conflict. Therefore, it can be corrected, because in situations like this, silence hurts. All right, and you have to be able to speak up and verbalize it and be brave and unapologetic about it. All right, now this is very, very important too. Listen, Jamaican people love to say a puss and a dog don't have the same luck. And what that basically means is that a cat has 9 lives and a dog has 1 life. All right, so if a cat necessarily gets hit by a dog, let's say hypothetically speaking, one may look at it as, okay, if the cat survived, they got 8 lives left. But if the dog gets hit by a car, that poor dog only got 1 life, and that's it. They dead, they gone. All right, so you have to understand, because the way how this world moves and shakes, and the various different people that are in various different high places and hold power, they have their own perception and they draw their own conclusions, and they usually are speaking from their own experiences. They're not looking at it from an inclusive lens or inclusive angle. They look at it as an exclusive one. So you have to know how to work with them and around them and through them to let them know, hey, your perception is not really correct. It's not really the best way to look at things. You should probably look at things from this angle and this perspective. And we could agree to disagree, but let us agree on this, that something has to change. All right, and if you are going up in there popping off, rah, 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 individuals are not going to be as receptive to you. But if you go to them in a very calm, Dior way, and that you are coming from a loving place, and that you see an issue that needs to be resolved, because you do have these rights to speak up for yourself, to basically bring to light that is something that is a taboo or in darkness or no one wants to talk about, or everybody sees it but clearly nobody is talking about it and ignoring it. You do have a right to stand up for what you believe in, even when you stand alone. But you're never going to stand alone, because trust me, people who have endured that feeling will support you. And even if people don't support you, you know you need to be an advocate and an interpleader for yourself. Because I believe no one who can intercede on your behalf better than yourself is God. All right? But besides that, you need to know how to talk to people, how to deal with people, how to approach them when they are doing things that are unfair. Because for me, I am a very loyal person. I do not like hypocrisy, even though we all have our flaws. But I don't like when, people say one thing and they do the other. Or they are throwing stones in the glass house when they got the biggest glass house on the hill and they refuse to look in the mirror and identify with their own selves. That don't rock with me well at all. That's why I always tell individuals, listen, if you tell me something, make sure you keep a list or a roster if it is a secret, because if it is a secret and you spoke it, it's no longer a secret because somebody knows it. A true secret is only between you and God. All right? As soon as you verbalize it, it's no longer a secret, because you can't control what people say or what comes out of their mouth, but you can control what comes out of yours. Anyways, I digress. If you tell Dwayne something, you better make sure you keep a roster of who you told. Because if that thing gets loose and out, I don't want you coming to me and saying, oh, well, Dwayne, I told you. Well, did you tell 5 other people? Did you tell Carrie, Melly, and Nelly and Sue? Because one of them possibly said something. Because if I hear one of them say something based off of what you told me in confidence, I now got to keep my mouth shut and play boo-boo fool, because I don't want you to come after me. All right? Or they know that I know something because my loyalty is to you. All right? So I don't like that double standard. If you're going to say something and you're going to tell me not to say something, you shouldn't say nothing either. That's one double standard I don't like. I don't like hypocrisy. I don't like that. We're going to keep it straight. Now, this is something very important too. If you're going to call somebody out on something, if you're going to call somebody out on that double standard, you better make sure that your track record is squeaky clean, because it's going to definitely give that other person or those other groups of people ammunition to shut your theory or to shut your stance down. You got to make sure that you come hard, or they're going to send you home and shame you. So sometimes it's best not even to give anybody a little inch, centimeter, decimeter, however small, wiggle room, because as soon as they find a crack, they're going to chip away at that crack, and then it's going to be a whole hole, and then you're going to look dumb. All right, so make sure that you cross all your T's, you dot all your I's, and you dip all your Y's, because trust me, it's just like in the state of law. If you're trying to prove your case, you better make sure you have your witnesses lined up, you better have your evidence, you better be able to tell them who, what, when, where, how, and why this is what it is, so therefore you could defeat that double standard. All right, so that is the best advice that I could give to each and every one of you when it comes to dealing with a double standard. It's never going to go away. Double standards are never going to go away. They may lessen, but it's something that we just have to deal with. But there's a way and a means of going about it to make life a little bit more easier. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this discussion today, and I hope you apply these lessons. Comment down below if you know some double standards or the double standards that you have personally had to deal with. Until next week, Thursday. Peace.